Hi and welcome to the Sixth Form Maths Teams Open Evening video. At KESH we offer two Maths A-Level courses, the first one being the main A-Level Maths. So that's going to be taking the topics that you've learned at GCSE and extending them and learning more about them. It's really interesting, it's for people who like a challenge and have got very logical minds. Now we offer another A-Level which is called A-Level Further Maths. This is an additional A-Level, but if you want to do that, this is for very strong mathematicians. It has to be taken additionally with maths because it's strongly linked with the maths A-Level. So if you wanted to do further maths, you have to take maths A-Level as well, and they count as two A-Levels, like separate A-Levels. But they're strongly linked together, and that will take you'll be introduced to other mathematical subjects and go a lot more detail and sort of into a little bit of university maths as well, which will help you if you want to study maths at university. Now looking at A-Level Maths in a little bit more detail, it's the main module of A-Level Maths is pure maths, and that it will extend what you've already done at GCSE. It'll look more a little bit more depth at algebra, sort of sequences, some areas called differentiation and integration, which you won't have seen before, and it's strongly linked to your GCSE maths. Now you also do a smaller module called mechanics, which is related to physics quite strongly, looking at forces and motion and sort of how objects behave in the real world. And there's another smaller module called statistics, where you look at sort of data, analysing data, doing models and looking at probabilities. Now if you want to do A-Level Maths at KESH, you need to have got a grade 6 in your Maths GCSE and a grade 4 in your English GCSE. Now for A-Level Maths at KESH we follow the Edexcel exam board, so there's a little bit of information about how sort of the exams work. I'm not going to read it all out, but you can pause the screen and look at it in a bit more detail if you want. So maths is an essential course for lots of university degrees, so there's some listed on the screen: science, engineering, accounting, IT, sort of game development, and also, so it's good to look, if you think you know what you want to do at university, have a look, see what you need to do for your A-Levels, because maths is strongly recommended for a lot of those areas. So looking at the A-Level Further Maths course in a bit more detail, the main module is called Core Pure Mathematics, which involves complex numbers, further algebra, further vectors, looking at something called polar coordinates. Then a smaller module called Further Mechanics, which is heavily linked to your A-Level Mechanics, so it goes, a lot of the stuff goes across, but extending the ideas. And then another smaller module called Further Pure Maths 1, which looks at further trigonometry, calculus and vectors and inequality, takes it a bit more further still. Now to study A-Level Further Maths at KESH, you need slightly higher grades than you need for A-Level Normal Maths. You need a GCSE grade for Maths of 7 and a GCSE English grade again of grade 4. Now, again, we follow Edexcel for that as well. There's the information about how the exams work. And with further maths, it's going to be really useful if you want to do sort of a maths degree at university. It's going to introduce you some of those areas and it will really help you. Other degrees, sort of engineering, computers, finances, it will really help you, and it's really looked on sort of strongly at university if you have a further maths degree. So that if you're thinking about doing sort of maths at university, it might be a good idea to think about further maths if you're a very strong mathematician already. Now here are a few thoughts from our current A-Level students.
I chose maths because it goes quite well with my other subjects, and there's a great team of teachers to help for support, and it's just good to further your knowledge.
I did a lot of subjects at GCSE, but to be honest, maths was the subject that I enjoyed the most. It provides a challenge which I don't think any other subject can really provide, and plus, yeah, it's just an enjoyable subject.
I chose A-Level Maths because for me it was my strongest subject. I enjoyed it the most and I can relate to a lot of things outside of school.
The questions which require you to take multiple steps, those sort of questions are challenging. However, the reward that comes out of it when you finish, when you complete it correctly, is very nice.
The change from doing GCSE, just doing pure maths constantly, to then having statistics and mechanics involved, it ropes in elements of physics as well, so different, but it's a good different. For me, the most rewarding is, for example, mechanics. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with it within year 12, but finally wrapping your head around it and then getting a test and going from seeing 10 out of 30 compared to 25 out of 30, it's really rewarding.
Yeah, I agree with what Leon said, to be honest. Like, when you do period 7 tests or whenever you do any period 7s, just the reward when you get after seeing, say you do revise and you know get a good result at the end of it, that's quite a rewarding feeling.
Obviously it's a big step up from GCSE maths, but if you put in the effort, make sure you're doing practice questions and keeping on top of your work and homework, you'll be fine. You just have to put in the extra work.
I believe you have to have some sort of passion for maths. I believe that you can't turn up and expect to do it straight away. I believe that you have to enjoy the subject to complete the questions and so you can get a high grade.
If you're looking to study maths, A-level maths at KESH, make sure you're determined, you're willing to put the work in after school hours, because without the extra hours outside of school, you're not going to prevail.
Yeah, you ain't getting nowhere if you don't put the effort in, because effort is probably one of the most important thing. Because if you don't put effort in at A-level, GCSE was a bit different, but at A-level it's a whole other ball game. But yeah, and with mechanics and stats as well, there's a lot of things you have to take in, revise and stuff. But yeah, it's all worth it in the end.
Thank you, and don't hesitate to drop me an email if you have any further questions.